going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great day, a great week. I'm here to provide the last update on this winter storm moving in right now. Parts of northern Georgia, the far northern areas of Georgia, northeast Georgia, and even areas of upstate South Carolina seeing a little bit of snow, a little bit of sleet mixed in with the rain, and starting to move into the lower Appalachian Mountains, close to Asheville and things like that. So we're going to break it all down in this video. We're going to talk about what the professionals are talking about, what some of the short-range models are talking about, and I'm going to just kind of talk about a wild card in this storm, deformation band that really could deliver a surprise for areas that may not be really forecasting a lot in the storm. Before we get going, guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, it's an awesome way to support me, and it's definitely appreciated. For sure, guys. I'm very active on Twitter and Facebook, and I just love talking weather with you guys and expressing a passion of mine. So definitely hit that subscribe button, like it if you like the video, and let's get going. This quick note here: if y'all hear any kids in the background, we are watching neighbors' kids, and then my kids are here. So sorry about that. They're just being kids, but. First of all, I want to check out the radar image. So this is the plume of moisture. This is the beginning of the storm moving through. I don't have reports on or anything like that, or ping reports showing what's falling, but in this moisture right here moving into areas of Greer, Greenville, there is sleet mixed in, and it's about in the low 40s, upper 30s. See that blue popping up? There's actually been snow right here in parts of Georgia. So this is already a first little wave of moisture that actually may deliver some winter weather already, but this storm's moving through pretty quick, pretty early is what I mean. What does that mean? Not a whole lot. There's a couple areas of the storm, including the main push, the front end, and then there's going to be a dry slot that sets up somewhere, and then there's going to be a deformation band. So let's just get back into this. Let's shut this radar off. We're going to talk about what the actual National Weather Service people are saying. These are the professionals. These are ultimately the people you need to follow, including your local meteorologist and people like that. But this is the National Weather Service in Greenville. They cover this entire area. Definitely know where you're located on a map. That helps people like me. It helps the professionals figure out, communicate to you what exactly you're going to get. So if we're looking at this winter storm warning, obviously this is where the mountains are, Asheville under a winter storm warning. The purplish, bluish, whatever color you want to call that, the other shade of color besides pink is the winter weather advisory. So obviously it's got the half parts of Greenville, Pickens, and more higher elevations of the far upstate of South Carolina under winter weather advisories. In areas like Greenville, Spartanburg, you're not under an advisory right now. Gaffney, you're not. But that could change. That definitely could change. As you're saying, 4 to 6 inches in Tryon, Asheville 6 to 8. I mean, you see this all here. Hickory 4 to 6. That seems like a lot to me, but they are the professionals. 3 to 4 in Statesville. You guys in Charlotte and Rock Hill, it's going to be tricky. They're aiming for under an inch right now. We're going to go and flip to the Raleigh National Weather Service, and they cover this entire area. This is probably going to show up pretty small on your screen, but it breaks it all down here. These are all on the internet for y'all to look at. They're saying Raleigh, Durham, under an inch for now. Greensboro only saying an inch. Winston-Salem an inch. So I think they're being really conservative right now, especially for these areas in the northwestern parts. This may update at any time. This may be from way earlier. This is the Atlanta National Weather Service. Winter storm warning in Blairsville. I mean, there's actually no border here for a winter weather advisory, so they're going all out. Nothing in Atlanta. I don't think this is going to be really y'all's event here, but this is the National Weather Service in Morristown or Knoxville. Knoxville, 1 to 2 inches. Gatlinburg's going to get hit again like they did Christmas a couple weeks ago. This area right here is definitely going to be an area to watch of Tennessee. They could get hit big time here, especially with the upper level low and the energy pulling through. This all is going to unfold really quickly, guys. Some of y'all might be waking up tomorrow morning and snow's falling. You're like, well, dang, I thought this was going to come a little later, but no, this is moving on through. Winston-Salem, Greensboro, even though you flip back to the Raleigh graphic, an inch in Greensboro and Winston-Salem. Blacksburg has their own story. I think there's enough snow that's going to fall that warrants a winter storm warning. See if I can get this graphic to pull up here. But this is some snowfall accumulations off the National Weather Service in Blacksburg. Definitely, it doesn't really show a lot of the areas of Greensboro or Winston-Salem, but that's something to watch. I also want to show y'all my graphic that I created. You probably noticed it on the thumbnail here. And we're going to talk about this a little bit. So, obviously, this is kind of the easy area. The pink area, Boone, Asheville, the mountains, I'm thinking 4 to 8 inches. Definitely higher amounts in the higher elevations, especially in the Great Smoky Mountains. Could be over a foot of snow. We just have to watch. These outer areas, kind of know where you are, what county you're in. I know this is going to be hard because I don't have every single small town labeled on here. But the purple area, 2 to 5 inches, more in higher areas. This could be more this way. There could be more snow right here. The areas in the dark blue, I'm thinking 1 to 3 inches. So that includes Greensboro, Knoxville, probably Winston-Salem. Probably is more in the 2 to 4 inches range. And then you have the lighter shade of blue that Raleigh and Charlotte and Greenville's in. Y'all could get, a dusting to 2 inches. There's going to be some rain mixed in. But I think the big thing that's going to hit, especially from basically anybody in this area. Over here, not so much because this is kind of earlier in the system. But Raleigh, Charlotte, Greenville, there's going to be a band, a deformation band that's going to pivot through that's really going to throw some snow, I think, for areas even like Greenville. And I think if anybody in Charlotte and Raleigh are going to really, if they're going to get any accumulating snow, it's going to be from the back edge, upper level low that pivots through and throws some heavier precipitation in, and it may fall in the form of snow. So we need to watch that. It could be a quick inch, very slushy, very heavy, wet snow, but it could happen. So it could overperform. Somebody might get more than expected, but we'll have to see. But this super light shaded of blue right here. This is, I think, it's going to be mostly rain, probably 90% rain, but I think at the end, same thing as this darker shade blue, I think at the end, places like Rock Hill, maybe Chester, Union, Lancaster, Chesterfield, and areas right here in North Carolina, Rockingham, Fayetteville, Monroe. I think there's going to be a time frame and a window in the afternoon tomorrow where you could see a rain-snow mix, or just all snow briefly as a heavy band of precipitation moves through. Will that precipitation bring snow? We're not going to really know until we really get and looking at radar imagery for this event for tomorrow. This is such a wild card area and such a weird area that we really have to watch. But this is the latest HRRR model, the long range. Actually, the next long range model is probably about to come out in probably an hour. But I'm using the one from a couple hours ago. Heavy rain moving through tonight as we're getting into probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Heavy snow starting to break out in the Triad of North Carolina. Some of this could be very, very heavy. And it gets through, and what happens is the low pressure scoots over here. You get a dry slot as energy transfers begin to happen. Then you get an upper level low. This whole entire time, it's pretty much snowing in the mountains the entire time. But there's going to be some kind of dry period here, and I think that's going to work through maybe Mecklenburg County, Charlotte. I don't know how north that'll get. But as this is pivoting through, the upper level low energy is going to have its snow, and the soundings is different here. Now you don't have really a warm nose in place. Now you have more cold air aloft. You can see the warm nose, but it's starting to get beat down now, and it's still. For instance, in this sounding just north of Charlotte, it's still cold enough to be snow. But this moves through, and this is where places like Greer, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, I'm talking about areas in South Carolina, really Charlotte, this area could get a quick inch or two. Not saying necessarily Rock Hill is going to get 2 inches, but Lancaster, then this band starts moving through. It starts to get into Chesterfield, Pageland, starts to get into the Darlington area, maybe the upper PD area. It might just be like something you can see flying, some snow flying around, but this has a chance to really come down briefly. So it's something we need to watch, and it's a part of the storm we need to watch. But as this low pressure gets going, it starts to strengthen, and the moisture that's left over, this could be another wild card. Is overnight, later in the night, Friday evening into maybe the early morning hours of Saturday, maybe a heavy burst of snow in the eastern plains, far eastern North Carolina could really get into the action. So snowfall accumulations, obviously is depicted off the HRRR model. It's really showing a lot. I think it's kind of bullish. I don't think it's going to be quite that much. It's a little bit closer up view. It's, trying to say there's that area in eastern North Carolina blowing up with a couple inches. But you look at Winston-Salem, look at Greensboro, trying to tell you, close to Raleigh, kind of in between that area, several inches of snow off the the HRRR model. So that's, super impressive. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're going to look at the NAM here. So here comes the NAM. It's kind of the latest one from earlier this afternoon. Here comes the band of snow overnight into the wee hours of the morning. That's a heavy thumping of snow over the mountains. I mean, it's going to be some heavy, wet snow. This is a cold, miserable rain for most of South Carolina. It's going to be raw in the morning. I mean, it's going to be nasty, cold rain when most people waking up in the morning. But as this energy shifts off the coast, the NAM is kind of showing the same thing. A back-end edge. This could be some heavy moisture right here. Starts working through. Even in Rock Hill, check it out. It's snowing. Charlotte snowing. Spain moves to Monroe. Starts to get to Rockingham, Fayetteville, and then it moves on out. Now, the next NAM might show something totally different. But if you look right here, and of course it's not going to want to pull up here, so let's go on and just jump to here. So this is the National Weather Service, basically 72 hours out. Check out that sharp cutoff it's wanting to say for Charlotte. But several inches of snow, and this is a pretty good event for the Triad for sure. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, this is in a nutshell. The upstate of, let's go back to my graphic here. The upstate of South Carolina, I think we'll definitely see some snow falling tomorrow. Who's going to get accumulating snow? Very hard to tell. And somebody might get surprised that was not expecting anything. So, you heard it here. Do not be surprised if someone gets an inch that was expecting maybe just rain. I'm not definitely saying that's not the possibility at all, because it could be. Mountains are obviously going to get hit good. Greensboro to Winston-Salem, a few inches for sure. Raleigh, maybe an inch. Charlotte, maybe an inch. But in events like this, I'm going to go on and say at Charlotte, it normally does not pan out well. And I've seen people make maps where like Greenville to Charlotte are getting like 1 to 2 to 3 inches of snow. I personally don't see it, but I can eat crow too if I'm wrong. Trust me, I don't mind being wrong. I'm pulling for you guys as I sit in a cold, miserable rain here in Columbia and Lexington. So that's all I got, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And after this video, we're going to start talking about the system out west that could really bring a deep south winter storm. Fortunately, that looks like rain here too, but we'll get deep into that. And that's all I got, guys. Y'all have a good night.